Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Jennifer Chan. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about top tips, IMG match for residency, episode 2. So before I start, let me give you a brief introduction about myself. I am an IMG myself. I graduated from Shanghai Medical University in China. I did my internal medicine residency in Cleveland Clinic Health System. Then I went on to do my geriatric fellowship training at UPMC, University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. I have been a primary care physician for about 20 years. I'm passionate about medical education and I teach a lot of geriatrics. I was a clinical faculty at UTESCA, University of Texas Health Science Center, San Antonio. And also I was a faculty at PNWU, Pacific Northwest University Health Science. I dedicated a lot of my efforts in training medical students, residents, and fellows. In the recent years, I have spent more time to help IMGs for their USMLE preparation match and career counseling. So now let's go back to the top tips. Tip number 6, have a short list of IMG friendly program in your specialty. Recently I watched a video. The video was about a panel of program directors. They were answering questions about their criteria for selecting IMG candidates. One of the program directors actually said, I know it's very hard for you to accept, but there is actually a button for me to click. If I click the button, then all the IMGs will be screened out and it will be filtered. So I will actually never touch your application material just by clicking that button. And I saw the comments underneath the video. Some IMGs were commenting saying that this information is extremely useless or discouraging because now I know all my effort doesn't matter because you can just click a button and you won't even see my application. But for me, I think it's very useful because that's a fact that there are program directors out there who would do things like that, who would just filter out the IMG candidates. Program directors have their own concerns. Some of them, the program is already very popular and they have thousands of applicants and they just don't want to consider IMG applicants. Some of the programs, they just don't want to sponsor visa, so they know they won't consider any IMG who needs visa. But I think for IMGs, that's why it's very, very important for us to know which programs are actually IMG friendly, which programs actually sponsor visa, and which programs actually accepted IMG before. So my suggestion is always, instead of applying 100, 200 programs randomly, come up with a short list of the programs that are IMG friendly. Frida is a very useful tool that you can use to generate a short list. There are options that you can choose to say if there were IMGs that being accepted before or if they sponsor visa. So just comment below if you want to know how to use Frida to generate a program list. So that way I can do a video dedicated on that. Rule number 7 is research your programs well. So once you come up with a short list of the programs that will accept IMG candidates, that will sponsor visa if you do need one, now read their program descriptions. Read it several times and then try to read between the lines. Try to figure out what the program is really proud of, what they are trying to focus on. Are they proud that they have a strong research background? Are they proud They have really good training in clinical skills? Are they proud? They will treat everybody like family? After you do your research, then you probably will figure out which programs will fit you the best. You will get an idea, a general idea about how the program will look like, and then you will kind of know which one will fit you the best. And then instead of applying for a whole bunch of programs you know nothing about, apply for a selected group of programs that you do want to go. Rule number 8, get outstanding letter of recommendation. I know a lot of people might tell you letters of recommendations probably doesn't count. It probably won't change the program director's decision. That's actually true to a certain extent, because most of the recommendation letters are very generic, or they just say some good words about you, and they won't provide more information for the program director to consider. They're usually considered nice letters, but the program directors won't base their decisions on the letters. But there are outstanding letters that will make a difference. Those letters usually show that the teacher knows you really well. He's very impressed about your ability of learning or knowledge or clinical skill. It doesn't need to be everything, but it needs to be specific in 1 or 2 areas that he's really impressed about. It also shows that he will have his unreserved support for your application. And if he is the program director, he will want to hire you too. Those kind of letters will really get noticed, and they will actually make an impact. So try your best to get a letter like that. Then I know a lot of people ask me the question, how do I get a letter like that? How do I really impress my attending or teacher? I will do a separate video, give you step-by-step instructions on how to impress your attending. But just keep in mind that when you go for any rotation, observantship, your goal is to get an outstanding LOR. Rule number 9, pay attention to the details. If you go ask the program directors what do they think impressed them the most, they probably will say nothing, because they have seen thousands and thousands of applications over the years, so nothing will really impress them that much. But they can tell you a lot of things that will kill the application right away. Most of the things are actually small things. Like, if your personal statement has a lot of grammar issues, like the punctuations are wrong, like the spellings are not checked, then they get the impression right away that you don't care too much about this application. You don't care too much about their program. So it usually just kills the application right away. Since we have spent so much time and effort and money in preparing for the test and doing all the rotations and doing all the right things, let's just pay attention to the details. Let's just recheck your statement, do spell checks, do grammar checks, have somebody else read it for you and see if there's any obvious errors. Number 10, I know that's a tough one. Prepare to answer the tough questions. A lot of the IMGs are facing tough questions. Like, why were you out of school for 10 years, for example? Or why were you in research for so many years and all of a sudden you want to become a doctor again? Or how do you plan to improve your communication skill? Again, as I said before, take a look at yourself. what is the goal in your life? What really do you want to achieve? So try to come up with a good explanation about all these tough questions. Do not try to avoid those tough questions right now, because I guarantee you, when you go for interview, the program directors, the faculties, they are going to ask those questions because that's their concern too. They're concerned, what if you just cannot learn to communicate? What if you just quit? They are concerned that you can go back to research anytime you want. What if you just don't continue? So you need to answer the question honestly. Why do you change your mind? Why do you not want to be a research scientist anymore? Why do you want to be a doctor again? Why did you wait 10 years? Did you do anything in between that actually changed your mind or contributed to the things you're going to do now? Now it comes to the final one, the interview. That's the real deal. That's when the rubber hits the road, right? All the time, the effort, the money we were spending are for this moment. What I always tell the candidates are, be yourself, be honest, and don't try to just say things to please people. Just remember, this is a match. So you're trying to find the best match for you, and the program is trying to find the best match for them. So the program is interviewing you, but you're interviewing the program as well. I will do a separate video later talking about all the details, what you should wear, what you should say, what you should not say, what questions to ask, things like that later for more details. But at this point, just remember to be yourself, be honest, and enjoy the process. If everything goes badly and nothing seems to be working, just remember, usually the lunch is pretty good, and that can be your highlight of the day too. Okay, that's all for today's video. If you find the content of this video to be useful, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. And you all have a great day. Thank you.